Okay, there's actually only 11 minutes left, though. All right, I'm going to actually, all right, as we speak today, go right, all right, to our next Brit Genius of Sticking interpretation. But I want to start actually, all right, on idea number 9. But I'm going to give you, all right, the beginning of it, and then, all right, I'm going to actually, all right, come back next week and talk a little bit more about it. This might be kind of interesting, right, because it'll be, right, like, tune in next week, right, for the remaining features. But I want to start on it. Got to keep track of the time. Now, what Danny did here, he interpreted a thing, right, it was from two princes, and it was from the Spin Doctors. Aaron played drums on this thing, unbelievable. You know, I'm not sure of Aaron's last name. But in any event, I'll have to find that out. As a matter of fact, if you guys know his last name, let me know. I'd like to know that. Spin Doctors had a couple of those really, really great hits many years ago, and the band hasn't been around since. But Aaron is an amazing drummer, man. He plays a lot in the city. As a matter of fact, he invited Dan B and I to actually come in to actually check him out. But in the Two Princes feel, right now, this is what Dan did. This was really incredible, and I've worked with the 5 Apostrophe, but watch and 1 and the 2 and da. The wildest part about this interpretation, we're on the and the 4 and 1 and the 2 and da and 1 and the 2 and da. Dan had the portion of this accented like and 1 and the 2 and da. It kind of had like a slur feel to it. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to give you the resolution, but I'm not going to work with the resolution for today. I'm going to just give you the structure. And 1 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and da. I'll hit you with it again. Now, you may want to go 4 and 1 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and da. And 1 and the 2 and da. Now, I'm not interested in the second half. I am interested, in, for the conclusion of this show, fragmenting, and that's what I'm going to talk about. I'll probably get to this more next week, but, now the coolest part about this whole feel is if you play this, I'm literally playing nothing like actually the song that Aaron presented this thing. As a matter of fact, I like that idea though, because then it enables me to really build the idea more into my own style rather than try to actually play the song that Aaron did there. So this is kind of cool. Now the thing that I wanted to say, the most important part of this particular part of today's brainstorm is and 1 and the 2 and the 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I don't know if you caught that but the second time I omitted to write the 32nd on the 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I'm giving you the reference backbeats because it's those reference backbeats that can actually be 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and So both ideas are really, really hip. Now let me go back to the 5 and 1, 2, 5. I like and 1 and the 2 and da. I like a press there, and I cut that from studying with Ronnie Gould. And 1 and 2, 3, or and 1 and 2, 1 want to stop to tell you that what did I just do there? I took another two measures and I added it right to the mix. And 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2, and now there's another two measures. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Well, I probably should have used the appository if I was going to return. By doing this, I filled up the spot that the appository would be in. If I wanted to actually return, I'd have to clear the 4 so that I could do the and again. Let me do that. 1 and 2 and ready to begin. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. The right, 3 and 4. So you may not necessarily always want to use the appository. And then, of course, I like the idea, also, too, of that, my idea of add 1 and 2, which actually is a little heavier. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4. I think, the consistency of it and the machine gun sound. If you guys are as much into the rudiments as I am, you do not necessarily have to stay with a 5. You'll notice that I used the drag instead of the 5. So instead of add 1 and 2 and I went. Nice part about that is it's a little shorter and it's a little bit more. What's the word? I can't figure out the word that I wanted to use there. Subtle. It's a little more subtle. You kind of know that it's there. The subtleties of the drag, because of the fact that they're so short and they're almost non-existent, classifies them as the ghost stroke, which actually, you're right, I think Simon Phillips was the first guy to really call it that. But the jazz guys were using it way, way before.